In the headlines, fire raises section of Kano Popular Shopping Mall. Court refuses to grant Abba Kyari 2 others bail. APC calls for state of emergency as PDP sues for calm over Rivers crisis. And on the foreign scene, deadly fire breaks out at Chad Army Ammunition Depot. Good evening and welcome to the news update on Trust Television. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you for joining us, and now the news in detail. A fire outbreak has razed a section of the popular Adobayero Mall located at Trade Fair Complex, Zoo Road in Kano. 3 firefighting trucks from the State Fire Service moved to the scene to put out the fire, although a reporter was restricted from accessing the section where the fire was believed to have been ignited. A staff inside the building who preferred anonymity, however, said the fire started around 12 in the afternoon. She said it was not clear if an electrical fault ignited the fire or not, as she had to quickly leave along with other staff for safety. Others who were trapped were also evacuated to safety. 2 workers who suffered suffocation from smoke were rushed out of the building for medical attention. Customers who came for shopping were asked to leave just as children were stopped from going to the amusement section of the building to catch fun as part of Salah celebration. Even after firefighters succeeded in putting out the fire, the gates of the shopping mall remained shut. The Joint Union Congress of the Police Service Commission has called on President Bola Tinubu to relieve the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, over his alleged meddlesomeness in the recent recruitment of police constables. During a press briefing on Wednesday in Abuja, the union also alleged that some top officers within the Nigerian police force tried to smuggle names during the recruitment process. The aggrieved members of the union, while singing protest songs, described the reactions of the NPF as diversionary tactics. According to them, NPF intends to prevent the president from noticing the unpreparedness of the police training schools to handle the training of the recruits, owing to the sorry states of the facilities. The move comes after the PSC recently released 10,000 names of successful candidates employed from the recent recruitment exercise by the Commission. The list was later rejected by the NPF, who described the recruitment process as fraudulent. And on to judicial matters. The Federal High Court in Abuja has refused to grant bail to the suspended former commander of the Intelligence Response Team, DCP Abba Kyari. Justice Emeka Nwite, who presided over the case, in his ruling held that Kyari's bail was at the discretion of the court, in line with Section 161, subsection 2 of the Administration of the Criminal Justice Act. The judge stated that the defendant had not shown any evidence to warrant the court to grant him bail. However, Justice Nwite refused to extend its earlier order, but granted an accelerated hearing in the case. Kyari and 4 members of the IRT were charged with conspiracy to deal in 17.55 kilograms of cocaine. They were also charged with dealing in cocaine without lawful authority, conspiracy to tamper with cocaine, and unlawfully tampering with the 21.35 kilograms of cocaine seized from 2 convicted drug dealers. Also, the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has told the Federal High Court, Abuja, that he will, under Section 17 of the Federal High Court Act, seek negotiations with the federal government over terrorism-related charges leveled against him. Section 17 of the Federal High Court Act states that in any proceeding in the court, the court may promote reconciliation among parties thereto and encourage and facilitate the amicable settlement thereof. Speaking through his lead counsel, Aloy Ejimako, Kanu made this known in open court on Wednesday after he moved two applications brought before the court. The first application is the move from 49 and an application objecting to the jurisdiction of the court. Ejimako said if the applications are denied, they will move for the implementation of Section 17 of the Federal High Court Act. Responding to this, counsel for the federal government, Adegboyega Awomolo, told the court that he had earlier informed the defendant that he does not have the powers to negotiate on behalf of the federal government, as the FIAT given to him does not empower him to negotiate. He added that the defendant should approach the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi. In her reply, Justice Bintanyako said the court was not a solicitor but to only hear cases. Meanwhile, Justice Inyang Ekwo of the Federal High Court Abuja has dismissed a fundamental rights suit instituted by Binance executive Nadeem Anjarwalla against the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Office of the National Security Advisor. The case was dismissed due to the absence of Anjarwalla's legal team during the proceedings. Anjarwalla, who had approached the court seeking a declaration that his detention by Nigerian authorities was unlawful, also filed a request for costs in his favor. Earlier, his legal representative, Tonye Kuburubo, withdrew from the case without giving a specific reason. The withdrawal occurred after reports surfaced that Anjarwalla had fled the country following his detention. Kuburubo formally submitted a notice of withdrawal of legal representation, prompting Justice Ekwo to acknowledge that Anjarwalla no longer had legal counsel in his suit. The judge consequently issued an order striking out the fundamental rights case. Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has sworn in the newly appointed caretaker committee, chairman and members of the 23 local government councils, with a charge on them to eschew violence, maintain the peace, and be guided by the Constitution in order to promote unity, inclusive administration, and achieve progress at the grassroots. According to Fubara, the swearing-in will ensure seamless administration of local governments following the expiration of tenure of elected chairmen and councillors in the state. The report.
The governor performed the swearing-in at the Executive Council chambers of the Government House in Port Harcourt amid cheers, jubilations, with many saying the action is a step in the right direction, as it will douse tension and bring everybody in the political space together. It followed the screening and confirmation of the nominees for caretaker committee chairman and members by the State House of Assembly at the plenary presided over by its Speaker Victor Okojumbo. The governor said the exercise demonstrated his administration's commitment to upholding the tenets of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that does not provide for tenure elongation.
Count yourself very lucky and take this opportunity as a call for service. It is not a call that will make you see yourself as a superhuman, but an opportunity for you to protect the interests of your people and to also make us proud at this critical time that our decisions is not a mistake.
Governor Fubara wondered why tenure of elected officers will expire and they want to perpetuate themselves in office against their oath of office and the provisions of Constitution of Nigeria. The governor maintained the state will not welcome any insistence on tenure elongation for council chairman and advised the outgone chairman, vice chairman and councillors to let go and return home.
What is happening here now is a defense of democracy. We will not allow a wrong precedent to be created in this country. It is not about River State. It's not about Fubara. But if in any way this attempt of tenure elongation succeeds in River State, it becomes a norm in Nigeria.
Governor Fubara advised the newly sworn-in CTC chairman to resume at their respective local government councils with utmost sense of duty and commitment to serve the people and protect the interest of River State. He warned them against any form of confrontation, insisting that such is not in his nature and style, and advised them to be law-abiding as they take full control of the local government councils.
So for those people who are saying the only reason why we want to continue to be in the office is because elections are not conducted, we have more than 85% of the states in Nigeria that are being run by caretaker. Ours is different. You have your tenure. You have completed your tenure. It is proper. You let go. And life doesn't create vacuum. If you're not there again, doesn't mean, if your tenure has expired, doesn't mean I should say because I want to please you, I will allow you. No, it doesn't happen anywhere. People must take over, manage the affair, and elections be conducted.
Governor Fubara demanded an explanation on how finances of the 23 local government councils were managed in the last 3 years and directed the Auditor General of Local Governments to begin auditing the accounts and make the report available within the next 1 month.
Still in Rivers State, the personnel of the Nigerian police have taken over all the 23 council secretariats and some critical government infrastructure in Rivers State. The move, which follows the breakdown of law and order in the various council secretariats over the tenure of local government council chairmen, is to forestall further bloodshed and to de-escalate violence after a police officer and a vigilante were killed at Eberi Omuma local government area. Conventional police officers and anti-riot police officers have been deployed to these facilities. The Rivers State Police Command further urged groups and individuals to be law-abiding, warning that anyone who intends to cause mayhem will be made to face the full wrath of the law.
My job as a policeman is to protect lives and properties, and that's what we have gone out to do since morning. We are aware of the crisis that has to do with the tenure of the local government chairman. We have gotten one court order or the other about it. The Court of Appeal has given an order, and for everybody to exercise restraint till 20th of this month, just 3 days. So we expect everybody to respect it, not to take laws into their hands and allow peace to continue as it is. We are not taking it lightly. We are ready to go. Our officers have been on show of force. We have had additional men given to us from the headquarters. The equipment have been serviced. We are ready to go. This is just to assure members of the public that so far as we are concerned, we are ready to do our jobs of protecting lives and properties.
Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party has called on the people of Rivers State to remain calm, law-abiding, and continue to work together for the continued stability, peace, and delivery of democratic dividends in the state. The party's call is in connection with the crisis in Rivers State over the tenure expiration of the state's local government council chairman. In a statement signed by its National Publicity Secretary, Debo Ologunagba, on Wednesday, the PDP cautioned the immediate past Rivers State local government chairman, whose tenure has expired, against any conduct that is capable of disrupting the peace in the state. This development follows the disagreement over claim of tenure elongation of the local council. Meanwhile, the All Progressive Congress chapter in Rivers State has called for the declaration of a state of emergency. The demand was made in Port Harcourt by the Caretaker Committee Chairman, Tony Okocha, during an interaction with journalists. Okocha, who blamed the state governor, Siminalayi Fubara, for the unrest, said the state is at war, adding that the only way for residents to live in peace is for the federal government to declare a state of emergency in the state. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Still to come. Muslim community in Katsina still in festive mood days after Eid celebrations. More news when we return. Do stay with us. Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. Let's take a look at some of our top stories again. Fire raises section of Kano Popular Shopping Mall. Court refuses to grant Abakari 2 others bail. Moving on to more stories. Fresh fish business is gradually returning to its peak in Maiduguri, the Borno state capital, following progress made in decimating Boko Haram terrorists and restoration of relative peace across the state. Trustee Adamu Ngode reports that hundreds of youth have now engaged in the supply of fresh, smoked and dry fish from the fishing communities in Baga, Dabar, Masara, Damasak and Mongono, where local fishermen supply to wholesalers in Maiduguri, the state capital. His report is presented.
When Trust TV visited the popular Baga Road market, it was observed that a reasonable number of young men were busy selling different varieties of fresh and live fishes to prospective buyers and small-scale traders, while in another section, youth and laborers were engaged in different activities to earn a living in the market. A fish trader at Baga Road Market, Haruna Idi, said the roads linking the fishing communities were recently reopened by the military and state government as a result of the relative peace that has been restored, with traders going to the communities to buy in large quantities for onward supply in the market. We now have varieties of fish like catfish, tilapia, bonga, among others, that are now available for consumers in the market. The fishes are supplied from Baga and Damasak, while others come from Dawashi, Alau, in Jero local government area. On the price difference, Isa Shuaibu, another fish dealer, explained that factors such as sizes, quantity, and type determine how much they sell, adding that the return of fishing activities has also provided job opportunities for unemployed youth in Maiduguri. We have been jobless for more than 10 years. After all, the major fishing communities were shut down due to the Boko Haram insurgency. All roads leading to the fishing communities were locked down, but now the roads have been reopened and fish is being brought from Baga, Doron Baga, Monguno, Dawashi, Damasak, and Gaidam in Yobe State, among others. Trust TV gathered that in the past, only youth from Gwenge area of Maiduguri metropolis traded fish here in Baga Road Market, but now many young men from Sabalai, London Chiki, Bulumkutu, and other areas are involved in selling, dissecting, cleaning, and loading the fish into vehicles, among other activities to earn a living. One of the laborers at the Baga Road Market, Umar Abubakar, who is also an SS2 student, said the return of the fish market has helped him support his displaced family and aid his educational pursuit in Maiduguri. According to him, since his parents, who were displaced from Gusamala, settled at the host community in Maiduguri, he decided to join other young men at the fish market to earn a living. I thank God because on a daily basis I make between 1,000 and 2,000 naira depending on the availability of jobs in the market. I dissect and clean the fish for customers whenever they buy from the traders and they pay us for the services. We get more work when operators of restaurants buy the fish because of the quantity. Trust TV gathered that the return of fishing activities has led to an increase in the number of people, both male and female, frying and selling fresh fish by the roadside in Maiduguri.
The 2024 Eid al-Kabir has come and gone, but not without some spiritual and contemporary lessons. In the spirit of sharing, love, neighborliness, and togetherness, some Katsina residents who were opportune to slaughter sacrificial animals share with those who lack as enshrined by the religion of Islam. Some families visited by Trust TV News crew said though what they have is by far below what they used to have due to economic downturn, but they still have to demonstrate and imbibe the culture and tradition as practicalized by the Prophet of Islam. Abdullah Yamadi completes the report.
This family of 15 slaughters 4 to 5 rams every festive period like this, but managed only one this year due to harsh economic realities occasioned by fuel subsidy removal, uncontrolled inflation and insecurity, as well as continuous devaluation of the naira. Yet, as Islamic tradition provides, the family still uphold the spirit of sharing among neighbors, relatives, and friends, among others. Dr. Nasir Gidadu is the head of the family.
The situation of today is far beyond our expectation. It is something that we are all feeling it. So, sincerely speaking, it was very hard to cope up with. But alhamdulillah, we were able to get the little we can do, despite the economic hardship. But it is very unfortunate, sincerely speaking.
Contrary to this family, Yahya Zaka, a father of 11 with 2 wives, could not slaughter ram. In fact, he could not even make a salah meal for his children, not even to talk of new clothes as obtained in the previous years. He lamented harsh economic predicaments facing the country, emphasizing that it is unfortunate for Nigeria to have more than half of its population going hungry despite its huge human and natural resources. The situation on the ground is very critical. I know of families who could not get 1 square meal in 3 days. How do you expect them to think of buying animal for sacrifice? Now, how do you expect me to buy sacrificial animal for 100 to 150,000 naira while my family are hungry? To me, the priority is food.
Throughout,
Experts suggest immediate implementation of policies and programs that could lead to salvaging citizens from hunger and starvation, ravaging millions of Nigerian families. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
We'll take it away from Nigeria now. A deadly fire broke out at a huge military ammunition depot in Chad's capital, N'Djamena, sending powerful explosions into the night sky and shaking buildings miles away. The explosions from the late Tuesday blaze turned the sky red and could be heard miles away as ordnance fired off in the flames at regular intervals. Government spokesman Abdurrahman Kulamala said early Wednesday that the cause was not criminal, but an investigation was underway. He said the death toll was still being established, noting that there were not many civilian victims. According to initial indications, several people died in the ammunition storeroom. And in sports, President of Nigeria Football Federation Ibrahim Musa Gusau will on Thursday at the NFF Secretariat Abuja inaugurate the Federation's Futsal and Beach Soccer Subcommittee. The committee has Otueng Nse Essien as chairman, with the chairman of Nigeria Football Ahmed Yusuf as vice chairman. The Futsal and Beach Soccer Subcommittee is responsible for the organization of all futsal and beach soccer competitions and deals with all matters relating to futsal and beach soccer. Nigeria has been a continental and, to some extent, global power in beach soccer in previous years, with the Super Eagles winning the Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations in 2007 and 2009 and reaching the quarterfinals of the FIFA Beach Soccer World Cup in Italy 13 years ago. The Confederation of African Football last week conducted the draw for this year's Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations qualifying series, with the Super Eagles drawn to play Mauritania home and away next month. A total of 14 countries will be involved in the qualifiers, with the 7 winners to join host Egypt at the finals. And that concludes the news update on Trust Television at this hour. Do not forget, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs, and documentary. I am Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for watching.